Hello again, everybody. This is Comic Book Hangover. It's Thursday. I know kind of late in the day for me, but we had a lot of stuff going on today, cleaning up after some storms and birthday party and work and all that sort of fun stuff. So I'm a little late for this video, but I'm going to get it done, get it out of the way. So some of this stuff is going to be short and sweet. So as I was saying before I interrupted myself, Comic Book Hangover. It's Thursday, so it's time for my weekly haul, weekly review video. I was going to get out one way or another. So we're just going to jump into this and try to get this as short and as sweet and as direct and to the point as we can get. Geiger number 5, still a great series. Don't get me wrong. I love the covers. This has been a lot of fun. But after reading this issue, I honestly think this might work best as a miniseries. I don't know if it is a miniseries. We're on issue 5 right now. So it kind of makes me think this is going to be an ongoing book. And what I may end up doing is, after this initial storyline is over with, which may be with the next one, because they kind of do these storylines in 6-issue arcs. That way it makes for it's easier to put them in trade paperbacks. So what I may end up doing is, with Geiger number 6, dropping the series and then kind of continuing it in trade paperback, because I really want to know what's going on with it, but it's not one that I really feel like I need to buy on a month-to-month basis. Book that I do intend to continue buying on a month-to-month basis. Actually, here, let me move this over a little bit. There you go, Stillwater. We're getting into some really interesting stuff with Stillwater. Now we're starting to involve the children in some of the stuff. So we've got this guy came in with his Marine buddies, brought his Marine buddies in, so now they know that they cannot die and they're going to live forever and they're going to be the same age forever. And they're kind of trying to take over, but now I've got the kids who are tired of being children. You find out in this issue that we've got kids that, if they're there when they're 9 years old, they're 9 years old forever, which means they've always got 9-year-old muscles. They don't get any stronger. They get smarter because of their time on Earth, but I mean, they don't get a lot of real world smarts, just kind of like Stillwater smarts. But as one of them explains, like you've got, he's 9 years old and he's got 9-year-old muscles, because the muscles, they grow and they get stronger by being used, by being, you exert your muscles, and you can sometimes you tear your muscles, and when they repair, they're stronger and you get bigger and bulkier. But in this town, since you are stuck the way you were, anytime they try to stretch or strain their muscles, the next day they're right back at square one. And then we find out there's a baby, this little baby here. He's been that way for years, and there's some question as to whether or not he actually knows what's going on. That he is stuck as a baby forever, because it seems like his mind would continue, but his body doesn't age. And is this cruel and unusual punishment? Should this be allowed? This is the question we're going to be getting into in here. Plus, these kids are starting to stand up for themselves, and they may take out a couple of Marines. It should be a lot of fun. We're going to do a couple from Dark Horse. Lucky Devil, Cullen Bunn. Got a loser of a guy who gets possessed by a devil and winds up doing all this horrific stuff. He goes and see a discount exorcist. The exorcist gets rid of the demon, but the guy figures out he still has the demon's powers. He just doesn't have the demon. So you've got this loser who has powers to manipulate people and destroy things. He's gathering a cult. He wants to have people around him and says, we're done being losers. Let's be winners, sort of thing. And you've got the demon who's trying to get his powers back. And then starting with the next issue, I'm assuming it's going to be in the next issue, we're going to have other demons from his realm that want that power. And we've got a lot of stuff that's going on. But it's Cullen Bunn. It's sort of a horror, a little bit of comedy, a really good read. I'm really actually enjoying this one. So I'm looking forward to seeing where it's going to go. Jenny Zero wrapped up. It's been a lot of fun. It's really all I can really say about it. 4-issue miniseries wrapped up. Hopefully we get something more. The way they ended it, we can definitely get more of it. And I can tell you, if they do another Jenny Zero miniseries, I am on board for it, because this is a lot of fun. If you like, as I've been saying, it's Pacific Rim, but if your Jaeger pilots were drunk and also turned into monsters, Jenny Zero, a lot of fun. Definitely check it out. Invader Zim fans, the Dookie Loop Horror, the 5th and final Invader Zim quarterly book, and also the final Invader Zim book. This wraps everything up with Invader Zim, and as it implies, the Dookie Loop horror is also a time loop. So Zim and Dib and everybody gets stuck in a time loop. And Zim is not really that interested, seemingly, to end it. He can at any time. He just doesn't really want to. But it's a great way to wrap up. And you've got these characters are still in their conflicts with each other. And, you know, we could come back and revisit it, or we could just leave it as is. This is a good way to wrap up this kind of... It's an insane way to wrap up a series, but, you know, Invader Zim has been an insane series since the cartoon started forever ago. I've got Basilisk number 3, another Cullen Bunn. If you like Cullen Bunn horror stuff and Cullen Bunn suspense thriller, I mean, I'm not sure what more I could say about Basilisk. I mean, I've been really, really enjoying it. It's only on issue 3. The characters are very cool. We're getting into this conflict between a woman who survived an attack. We find out that one of the reasons why she may have survived is because they always try to leave one person alive so that they can tell the tale and get more followers for them. It's weird the way it's coming together, but I'm really curious to see where it does come together. I did also get Power Rangers number 9. Finally got a fixed copy of it, because as I said last week, my copy of it, the lower corners of it, the first couple of pages were ripped out, and I guess my LCS said that there's a couple of issues, a couple of copies that the last couple of pages were ripped out like that. So it is what it is. Last one from last week, Elvira meets Vincent Price. This is an awesome book. Now, apparently this takes place after all the other stuff, as well as a one-shot they did called Elvira the Omega Ma'am. I had no idea that this book existed. Apparently it was a Kickstarter book, which kind of sucks, because I had no idea that there was a Kickstarter book. So there's an issue out there that I don't have that I need to complete this particular run of Elvira. I looked for it on eBay. There's a photo cover on there that's available at the moment. It goes for like $100. I'm not paying $100 for a comic book. So I guess it's just going to be one of those books I'm just going to have to deal with not having. Hopefully they put it in trade. But this, Elvira is trying to relaunch her career. She gets screwed over big time, not in the way that she normally likes, and loses everything. But then she's visited by the spirit of Vincent Price. And I got to tell you, the writer of this book, I'm not even sure who wrote this book. I should have looked, but the writer of this book is clearly a fan of Vincent Price, because the way he writes the character, you can hear Price's voice in every bit of dialogue that he says in this book. It's very well written, so much fun. I can't wait to see where it goes. Another great miniseries from Dynamite. They actually handle they handle Elvira a lot better than they handle the Chaos characters. I have not liked and enjoyed what they've done with Evil Ernie and Purgatory and especially Chastity. Oh my God! But that's besides the point. Their Elvira books are really good, and I'm glad that they're continuing them. Not as an ongoing like they tried before, but as various specials and miniseries and that sort of thing. Now, before I get into what I picked up this week, which there's quite a bit that I grabbed this week, Full Run Friday. Since Invader Zim wrapped up this week, I'm going to be doing Full Run Friday is going to be my Invader Zim books. So it's going to be a probably 15-minute video. I'm going to see what I can do with it. Not really a lot of anecdotal stuff. It'll be mainly just sharing the video, sharing the covers and the issues that I have. It was a great run, a lot of fun, some awesome covers, but this week's Full Run Friday is going to be Invader Zim in honor of Ani Press wrapping up the Invader Zim franchise after who knows how many years, probably about 20 years by now, I don't know. But the other thing I want to mention is my Monday minis. I guess I'm going to go with Monday minis, I don't know. Starts this coming Monday, and I've decided I'm going to do the first miniseries and also the first Spider-Man book I ever bought. Now, Amazing Spider-Man 274 was it was a Secret Wars 2 crossover issue. That was the first Amazing Spider-Man book that I bought, and that's because I had Zarathos in it, the demon that was the demon part of the original Ghost Rider with Johnny Blaze. The very first Spider-Man book I bought, which is also the very first miniseries I bought, just a few months before the Infinity Gauntlet started, was The Deadly Foes of Spider-Man. So I figure, what better way to start a new video series than with the very first miniseries I ever picked up? So this Monday, we'll be talking about The Deadly Foes of Spider-Man, so definitely tune in for that. Other than that, let's talk like, comment, subscribe if you're liking what I'm doing. I greatly appreciate the ongoing and continued support. Thank you very, very much. Now, that aside, let's get into this week's stack of books. There's a lot of books this week. I'm going to set these guys down. All right. Mighty Morphin number 10. Just grabbed the regular cover this week. There wasn't any variant covers that I liked. And, you know, as I keep saying, I'm trying to get out of my variant buying. From Marvel, hey. X-Men Legends number 6. It's always good to see Dr. Doom in these books. Especially these ones here, since these take place in like the 80s and 90s. These stories take place in the 80s and 90s. It's nice to see old school Dr. Doom before they try to, you know, dumb him down for the masses. This is a set of books that I ordered through my LCS, and they finally arrived. I'm a big fan of the Three Stooges, and American Mythology has been doing Three Stooges one-shots. They did a crossover with Laurel and Hardy, which was really cool. But this is a book that somehow I missed when it was originally released. And the only way I could get it was buying it in the set where I got all 4 covers for it. And it's a Shemptacular, featuring Shemp Howard, my second favorite Stooge. After, as much as I love Curly, I really like Mo. Shemp is probably my second favorite Stooge. But I got that cover. This one here. Awesome stuff. And it's great to have these books, another photo cover, because, and I'm going to be trying to get more of the covers that I missed out on, missed out over the past couple of years, because next year, 2022, marks the 100th anniversary of the introduction of the Stooges to America and the world. It was in 1922 where Ted Healy first got on stage with Mo Howard and his brother Shemp Howard, and introduced them as the Stooges. A couple of years later, I think, and somewhere between 1925 and 1928, Larry Fine was brought in, and it just snowballed from there and gave us the Three Stooges as we know them. Now this book here, this was a lot of fun. I'm going to talk about this next week. This was a really interesting read. All right, now back to the regular stuff. Silver Coin number 5. I cannot wait to dive into this one, as well as Bunny Mask number 3. Another great, I love the covers on this book. They're so well done. Just very, very well done. Speaking of favorite covers, Deep Beyond number 7. I love this cover. Love it, love it, love it. And I think it's cool because there's that little bit of purple right there, which kind of leads into the first of 2 DC books that I picked up this week. Batman Adventures Continue Season 2, number 3. This one I'm surprised was not the variant cover, because I think between this one and the variant cover that we were given, this is definitely the better of the 2 covers. And nice purples, great book, great series. Justice League: The Last Ride, which of course I'm only buying because it's got Lobo in it, so it is what it is. And finally, this is the other Marvel book. I grabbed 2 Marvels and 2 DCs this week. I can't remember the last time I've had so many of the big 2 in my weekly haul. But this one here, I had to actually grab 2 copies of this. This is the Defenders number 1, a new miniseries with the Defender characters. But this is the Peach Momoko cover. I loved this cover. Just looking at the pictures of it when it was being solicited, I loved it. And so I decided, you know what, I can't just get 1. So I wanted to get 2, and I was able to get 2 copies of this. This is another one of those covers that, as great as it looks in the pictures, it looks amazing in person. You just can stare at it. Every time I look at it, I'm noticing, like the last time I looked at it, I realized that these are flowers. There's just random flowers in there for no reason at all. And this is in outer space. This is the Silver Surfer, but this is an amazing cover. I know people are kind of iffy now on Peach Momoko, but I like her stuff, and I'm going to be one of the first to admit that. Yeah, she does some really awesome covers. Like this one here's an awesome cover, but I mean, she'll do some covers that aren't as good. And, you know, I just kind of pass on those. But this one I couldn't pass on. I had to get 2 copies of it. But that's it. That's my video for this week. I'm sorry again for the late hour in which which is getting posted on Facebook, and well, it's going to be shared on Facebook, but, you know, YouTube. I do appreciate all your continued support. And again, like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification button, all that fun stuff. But most importantly, go ahead and like these videos. I really, really appreciate it. I want to see how many likes I can get on these videos from here on in. And that's it. That's all I got. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Full Run Friday, which again, as I said, is going to be Invader Zim. And then Monday is going to be the first of my Monday minis, where I'm going to talk about the deadly foes of Spider-Man. So everybody have a great night, and hope everybody's gotten a great stack of books. And also, of course, before I go, I got to mention that this Saturday is Free Comic Book Day. I know a lot of stores have canceled because of the event of unknown origins, as it's being called. If your store is open, take precautions. You know, if they ask you to wear a mask, please wear a mask. Don't fight with your LCS. They're struggling as much as anybody else, and we want to support our LCSs. So if they ask you to wear a mask, please wear a mask. Don't fight with them. Please, you know, see what their guidelines are. See what their rules are as far as, you know, how, you know, masks, hand sanitizer. When I go to my LCS, I want to take some hand sanitizer with me as well as a couple of masks, just in case. You know, whatever rules they have as far as what free books, please abide by that. Don't try to hoard these books. These are books for everybody. We're supposed to be trying to, you know, introduce established readers. It's a way for us to try something new. It's also a way for us to get new people into the hobby, which we need. It's great. It's an amazing thing. So have fun, be safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Full Run Friday Invader Zim. Have a good night.